Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel, and today we will be giving you our 5 takeaways from Tottenham's 1-1 draw with Sporting in match day 5 of the Champions League group stage. So, we're going to go straight into it, and our first takeaway is that Bentancur and Højbjerg's link up in midfield is crucial. It's crucial because it allows us to control the midfield like we saw yesterday in Spurs against Sporting, especially late in the game. Højbjerg and Bentancur were just camping in midfield, collecting up those balls and feeding the box into Sporting's penalty box. And we didn't let Sporting even come into our half in the second half. The game was primarily played in Sporting's half, which is because Bentancur and Højbjerg controlled the midfield superbly. And we didn't see this when Spurs versus Manchester United or in Spurs versus Newcastle United, purely because we played a 3-5-2. And our midfield was too clumped together, and Bissouma especially, this was the problem. Well, first of all, Newcastle, Højbjerg didn't even start. But especially Manchester United, the problem was Bissouma got in the way of Højbjerg and Bentancur linking up. It's like Højbjerg and Bentancur need to have the midfield to themselves. Bissouma kind of got in the way of their link up, which is why we didn't see this against Manchester United, and this is why the 3-4-3 is a way better lineup to go with, opposed to a 3-5-2. So now moving on to our second takeaway, Bryan Gil. We saw him today. He had a brilliant performance. He was playing as right winger when he came on. He took, I'm pretty sure he came on for Doherty, but he took Lucas's spot later on in the match at right wing. But it was almost like he drifted into a number 10 position, almost like a fake winger. And he just distributed the ball perfectly like a number 10 would do, and he has the skills, he has the dribbling, he has the balance to do everything that a number 10 can do. Maybe he just has to work on his weak foot, but I'm not saying this because we should play with a number 10. I think Gil, in the future, he can fit into our squad and play right wing and almost fit into the squad, come inside to the middle and play as a fake winger and play like the play style of a number 10, which today he was great in doing that. He was really good, and that can help us a lot in our future if, in the future, especially if Kulusevski gets injured like it is right now. We can see that Bryan Gil can start and can bring out the performances. He's getting him better and better as he's played at Spurs. And next, we are going to move on to the third takeaway, which is the importance of Marseille versus Spurs. The result of this draw that we had yesterday against Sporting means that it's all to play for against Marseille. We are first in our group with, I believe, 8 points. It is. Yes, 8 points. And then Sporting are second with 7 points. Frankfurt are third with also 7 points. And Marseille are last and fourth with 6 points. So our group is so tight together. It's possible if Marseille do win against us, they go top. And let's say Sporting and Frankfurt draw. Or maybe not draw. If either one of them wins and Marseille win against us, that means we're out. We can't get into the Champions League knockout. Our only hope would be the Europa League. But that's why it's so crucial that we have to win against Marseille. If we don't, it's almost all over. And Marseille, if they win, they leapfrog us. And that's how tight together this group is. And Sporting and Frankfurt are only 1 point behind us. So this is very unusual. You rarely ever see this in a Champions League group. Nonetheless, in other competitions as well, we barely see this. But the good thing is that we are playing away at Marseille, and we know they have a really strong crowd, and their fans push Marseille on really well. But the thing is, we are playing behind closed doors against Marseille, which means Marseille are going to have no support. no fans, which is a huge advantage to us because fans can impact the game so much and encourage Marseille. So that makes the game a little easier for us, but we can't underestimate Marseille, and it's such a crucial game. Next, we are moving on to our fourth takeaway, which is Kulusevski gone isn't the end of the world. So we saw today, Lucas Moura, Bryan Gil, they both had decent performances. Gil had an excellent performance, and Lucas Moura had a decent performance, which was great despite him coming back from injury and not starting for a long time. So if Kulusevski's gone, we have Lucas and Bryan Gil, and we should take that opportunity to use them more in a 3-4-3 instead of switching to a 3-5-2, which only puts Son and Kane at the top, which clearly doesn't work. We explained that in our last takeaway video that we did, I believe, for Manchester United. We didn't have any videos for Newcastle, but we don't have to divert to a 3-5-2 if Kulusevski's out. We can stick with the 3-4-3 and put Gil or Lucas at right wing, which is a way easier option. And we saw it today, how good Bryan Gil is and how good he's improving more and more and more. And Lucas too. And we saw it, the 3-4-3 is just way better in midfield. We're not that congested in midfield, and we have a lot more freedom. Bentancur and Højbjerg especially have a lot more freedom in midfield, with only 2 midfielders instead of 3. And next, moving on to our last takeaway, and it is that this game was a game we should have won. Now, Dyer missed about 2 or 3 chances in the second half. One of them was a beautifully curled cross from Son from a free kick. Dyer was clear. His header was he was in the perfect spot for the header, and header just soared wide. He didn't get enough contact on the ball, and it was a huge missed chance. Another one was Longley retrieved the ball and he had this snapshot cross into the box. Dyer was like a couple yards away from the goal, almost maybe a little less than 12 yards, and his header went way wide. And it's so many missed chances. 2 seasons ago with Jose Mourinho, we were so good at taking our chances, and now this is an example in this game against Sporting. We're not taking our chances, which we need to do in future games. And even another one, when Son hit a shot, it rebounded. Gil almost took the ball from Bentancur and then passed it back to Bentancur, and Bentancur could have scored, and he skied it. So it's definitely a game we should have won. And also the offside issue with VAR late in the game. It looked like Kane had clearly scored, but Kane was offside when Emerson headed it down to him. But it did take a nick off a Sporting defender, which is very controversial, which makes the call very controversial. But VAR is VAR, and we cannot really fight against it. And so that concludes our 5 takeaways video for today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and press the like button on this video. Make sure to subscribe to our Shorts channel. And until next time, come on you Spurs!